Slow news day, Ryen Russillo of The Ringer.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's up? I'm still worked up. I'm heated.
Over?
I almost beat up Rovell. And I wasn't trying to. I'm okay with Rovell. I think some of his tweets are questionable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a hit over there in Chicago, the ESPN affiliate. I'm sitting there, I'm doing the interview, and I feel like one of these in my head, and it's like whenever you have a backpack, and the backpack wearers out there, like you can get some depth on it, but if you go like third level, you're just a dork, okay? And so it hit me a second time, and I'm like, all right, enough of this. And I got up and I pushed the backpack. Guy spins around, it's Rovell. Honestly, that would have been the number one seed of anybody with a dorky backpack on hitting me in the head that I was about to. It was going to get ugly because it was bumming me out. I couldn't focus on my Zach LaVine content. How are you?
I'm good. I saw Deion Sanders leave through security yesterday, and all the security guards went crazy and were taking photos of him. And then as soon as he left security, the three of them look at me and go, "Hey, who was that?"
No way.
Yes. I don't
Come
understand
on.
it. They were like, "Isn't he a singer?" Super Bowl.
Yes.
Chiefs 49ers. It was Warren Sharp. We just did the pod and we talked about McVay for half the time.
Did he complain about calls, officiating the entire time?
He did not. He complained about and complained. He didn't actually complain, but he griped that the media doesn't talk about Kyle Shanahan the same way they talk about Sean McVay.
I think it's getting there, though.
Robert Mays thinks that McVay is more charismatic than Shanahan, which I actually don't think factors into it that much.
But I would say Shanahan's more closed off. Like, I've never met Shanahan. I've met McVay a couple times. McVay is
it because he wears a flat brim hat?
I don't know. Flat brim hat guys, you never know what to expect.
Is he the first flat brim hat head coach?
Hank Stram? Will you wear a fedora this week?
No.
We should have worn fedoras.
What do you think about Radio Row?
Okay, I find it depressing. After a couple of them, I went, I'm going to want to be a writer towards the second half of my career.
How do you figure?
I just don't want to be 57,
dying
to get Matt Lacoste on my radio show. Out of Tallahassee.
Is Lacoste here? Can we get him?
What I would also say is that if no one ever asks you to come on their show at Radio Row, then what are you really doing? You know, if you show up to Radio Row and you get hassled, sure. But if you show up and no one talks to you, no Don in Bismarck never says, "Hey, you got 10 minutes for us, Kevin Clark?" Then something's not working out for you.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Chiefs. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Was that it? Was that your prediction? That was game talk? We should brand that game talk. Talking football.
Picking games. I think you're as early as anyone on Mahomes. I feel
Brett
like
Veach and Andy Reid, and then me.
Okay, all right.
I'm three. The Chiefs loved talking about Patrick Mahomes before he was the starter.
No kidding.
And their confidence, and Peter Schrager was like this as well, where their confidence in how good Patrick Mahomes was made me confident, so I was okay with whatever.
And you just believed him.
Well,
it wasn't
Brett Veach said he was one of the best players he'd ever seen. Like,
him.
Ryan Pace wasn't like that about Mitch Trubisky. Wait till you see Trubisky. When you start throwing
he's
that
lighting it
out
up here. EJ Manuel. So why didn't they play him earlier? Is there a way to make an argument that the Chiefs were too slow, that they're one ring low?
Veach told me that they structured a lot of their contracts before Mahomes was a starter because they knew they were going to have to give him a mega extension this year. Like the Sammy Watkins deal is structured the way it is because they were like, man, that quarterback who's not a starter right now, he's going to be expensive.
Wow.
What's the worst idea you've ever pitched at The Ringer?
Dorms, and we film each other as adults living in dorms, a little bit like Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother,
and then
but it's us.
Bill has a bunk, and then a guy stops by and he's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about this podcast about darts." And Bill would go, "Huh." You just shoot me an email. Be right here, Bill. Do you guys have Star Wipes?
We could make it work.
Here I am. Let's do state by state.
What about Vermont? That seems to be in the spotlight there.
I have some alarming information.
Uh-oh.
It appears that... Oh, Vermont is right here. Sorry.
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
I
I was like, what the I was like, it's not here.
Yeah, they leave it out sometimes. They're like, hey, just checking in. And Vermont's like, we're good. We don't have anything. That was a old phone prop again.
Fairhaven, Vermont. It's Lincoln the Goat versus Sammy the Dog in the March 3 race for honorary mayor. Fairhaven's beloved pet mare, Lincoln the Nubian Goat, is facing competition. Okay, that's the headline here.
Nubian Goat has gone unopposed for years, so.
Both are popular, so it could be a tight race. So Lincoln the Nubian Goat versus Sammy the German Shepherd.
So
Ryen Russillo, cast your vote now.
I know a lot of people don't know this, but goats have a really high approval rating in Vermont. They do. Right. Now, it's a dog place, too, don't get me wrong. Plenty of guys like dogs, but you'll hear this from a lot of goats. They go, I want to get to Vermont one day. And the climate, it's not as much of an impediment for them. Their species is other species. So this is actually, that's not even news to me, really, but it's glad USA Today caught on.
It's time for Club Kevin.
Yeah, it's good city for it.
We're doing a live residency. Dusty Baker.
76ers. Dusty Baker back in it.
Well, there was a bigger photo of Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker's one of the coolest human beings you're ever going to come across. Unless you're a bullpen arm.
How do you think so Dusty Baker, manager of the Houston Astros, how do you think they asked him if he cheats? Like, they had to ask the question, right? They had to be like, so
At the
you
interview?
don't, yeah, you don't have anything we should know about, right?
Yeah, I guess you kind of have, but I don't know that you would. Like, if you ever sat down with Dusty Baker, it's kind of intimidating because he is cool. I mean, if your name's Dusty Baker, you got two choices, athlete or legendary Memphis guitar player.
Yeah, that's true.
They just go like, hey, Dusty, here's the deal. Two choices.
Congratulations, Dusty Baker, back in the sport.
Hell yeah.
No cheating allowed.